The right to vote was historically withheld from men of color. It was a
It
white...
was also withheld from
Listen to
the
me.
general population.
Do not cut me off. Do not cut me off. I'm in the middle of speaking.
I don't care if you're in the middle of speaking. You're in the middle of a debate.
The right to vote
You don't have your TikTok mute button, sweetheart?
How are you good people doing? Welcome to the channel. I am Ty Smith. You're watching my channel, Modern Renaissance Man, in which I'm greatly appreciative of. Make sure you're following me on the platforms above and below. Click the thumbs up button. That way my content can stay consistently recommended to you. When you do, subscribe to the channel, click the bell notification in the process, and make sure you select the option all notifications when you do that. Don't forget to check out my other YouTube channel. That is called Man, Husband, Father. And everything that I'm asking you to do for this channel, make sure you do it over there at that channel. And we are going to be putting some new content out there today. We're going to try this again without YouTube banning my last video. My last video got banned for being a father. My last video got banned and it's being reviewed right now by a manual reviewer. It's been going on for like over a week. So I'm going to try to relaunch something over there as well. But anyway, appreciate you guys. Okay. So this clip was sent to me by a podcaster that watches your channel. I know how you deal with what it is to be a man, husband, father. I think this would be a good video for your man, husband, father channel. This is a take on how men react to certain women who are considered to be feminists, and I think you would greatly enjoy this. So guys, I'm getting ready to go into this to see what this is about. We can watch this together and we will analyze it as we go. And if I'm going to be pausing and all that, I do not know yet, but we shall see.
And I hope to debunk some of the myths that people think about feminists. And I hope to debunk some of the myths that people think about feminists today and show that it is a very important cause, not just globally, but in the US and in the West. Thank you.
All right, Kylie, thank you very much for your opening statement. Andrew, if you'd like to give yours now.
Yeah, just a second. Let me back up here. One thing I wanted to address right in my opening. I've been going through Kylie's videos.
Uh-oh.
And she knows so much which is not so. This is a big bait and switch. This happens often. I think I pointed this out to the Whatever podcast many times, especially when it comes to sociology and psychology, how often they are wrong. And here's how they're wrong most often. What they do is they take studies which are recently published, they point to those data sets and say, because this is right now the most current data set we have, it's true, and then operate as though those things are in reality true when they're not. Kinsey says, for instance, on gender quotas, according to, and she cites this, and many feminists cite this.
My name is, are you talking about?
The Kinsey study.
Oh, the Kinsey study.
Yeah, the Kinsey study, which you cite, right? And most feminists cite the Kinsey study. Has been debunked for years. I don't know why
Which study is
continue.
this?
Hang on. Wait, it's my opening statement.
You'll have a chance to cross-examine him. Just allow him to finish
let me walk you through this. Earlier this week.
Look at it. Oh, wow. Yeah, stop it.
Journalist Christopher Brunette flagged a paper in a March 2024 issue of Econ Journal Watch, a biannual publication edited by George Mason economist Daniel Klein, that publishes articles, links, responses to other economist errors. The paper, written by accounting professor Jeremiah Green of Texas A&M and John R.M. Hand of the University of North Carolina, addressed the first of three McKinsey four-installment series of diversity studies. Green and Hand sought to test the replicability of McKinsey's findings. Guess what they found, guys?
Uh-oh.
Could another set of researchers using the same data come to the same conclusions?
They're getting ready to do a scientific method to form a hypothesis to see if we keep doing the same exact thing the same way, we should get the same results, right? Yeah, I don't think she's prepared for this, and I can see this coming.
Since McKinsey refused to turn over its numbers, Green and Hand had to reverse engineer the firm's 2015, 18, and 20 data sets. The results were startling. Green and Hand couldn't replicate the results of McKinsey's first three studies, which monitored the profitability, the executive demographics of an undisclosed group of S&P 500 firms claiming to have found a positive correlation between diverse leadership and the firm's performance.
Uh-oh.
We do not find a statistical significant positive correlation between McKinsey's measures of the racial ethnic diversity of executive terms of firms as measured in December 2019, Green and Hand reported, and either the likelihood of financial outperformance in 15-19. So to give you a quick summary, the study seems to show its most likely correlation and not causation, meaning companies were already doing very financially well and they have the luxury to mess around with diversity quotas and initiatives. In addition, the data from the 2024 paper was unable to replicate any of the older McKinsey studies, any of them.
Not one? You mean the ones that they're citing, not one? Oh boy, she's not liking this.
That should tell you something. So that's a very recent data set, right? Why don't any of the psychologists ever go with the recent data set? Well,
that is facts. Why aren't they going with the recent thing? I'm going to say this real quick. There used to be a time where if you broke your ankle, sprained your ankle, let's go with sprain. If you sprained your ankle, the coach used to tell you go home, soak your feet in some warm water with Epsom salt in there. Now we know for a fact that you don't put a swollen ankle in no warm Epsom salt water because it increases the inflammation and it increases the swelling. Ice is what you want to put on there to decrease the swelling, to help with inflammation, and then it gives a numbing-like type sensation when it deadens the nerves, which in part will cause you to have less pain. We know that, right? We know that right now. Anyway, let's keep going. I'm just giving you a little bit of a, little nugget just to kind of give you an understanding of things that used to be so-called true in the past are not so true now because we have better technology. We have better hypotheses. We've tested it ourselves over and over again and found that some of the things they did back then don't work. Like, for example, you get sick, nobody's bleeding you out now, are they?
The reason they don't go with it is because it doesn't affirm their nonsensical worldviews. That's why they don't go with them ever. You'll find this very common in sociology and in psychology, which suffer from the replication crisis. Somewhere around 60% of their findings cannot be replicated, are not to be trusted.
That is kind of crazy. If all these things that we are deeming to be true and actually it's the set, is what you roll with, it's what is, and you can't replicate it. 60% of all these things they're talking about can't be replicated. That's an issue right there, and it should be questioned, which is what people hate that I do.
Psychology is the study of the mind. The scientific views of psychology are only done through data collection, but it has to be interpreted. This is a major, major problem. So many feminists will tell you so many studies, and luckily I have all of the ones to refute all of my opponent's studies today. Because what happens is they have a biased worldview and they want the data set to correlate with the worldview rather than wanting to tell you what the actual truth is. The truth is that a bunch of S&P 500 companies who are very rich were already doing really well. And for the purposes of publicity, they decided that they were going to start doing a bunch of DEI hires and ethnic hires and this type of thing. And they decided that they made the correlation causation error. That's it. You'll find this over and over again, I'm sure, as we go through this debate, as we go through the numbers, especially when it comes to the abuse of women, especially when it comes to just how useful women are. We talk about domesticated labor. What a joke. You believe that women should be paid some type of domestic wage. However, it's skilled labor in the home, which keeps the home running. It's always going to be paid way more than domestic labor because it's more worthwhile than domestic labor. Simple. So with that, I'll finish my opening statement. I can't wait to dive right into this.
She is probably going to be pissed. You cannot come and hit no feminists with all these stats and facts and throw things right back up in their face and show them where their data was wrong at. And you got the most recent up-to-date data to refute what the other stuff said and what the stuff that they're trying to pretty much tell you what is the truth and actually is the number one thing that they rely on, that it cannot be replicated. It can't even be reproduced. It can't even be. It's not true anymore. It never was true. Because you were told, this is it, this is what you wrote with, go out and preach it as if it is truth. And now that it's been refuted, now you're going to get mad. I can see this coming.
Okay, so Kylie, it sounded like you maybe had some pushback you wanted to give on something Andrew said there.
Yeah, so I very briefly referenced the McKinsey study, and McKinsey & Company's Women in the Workplace study, by the way, is what he's referring to. But it's actually, if you go and look it up, it's generally considered accurate and comprehensive in its findings. So I have quite literally no idea what my opponent is talking about, as well as the fact that this is a red herring fallacy of just, this is wrong and my opponent is wrong for the following reasons.
How's that a red herring?
Because you're not actually acknowledging any of the information that I said.
I refuted the information.
I didn't even hardly talk about that.
I have refutations to your video. Okay. I have your video right here. And you start by saying the largest comprehensive study, the Kinsey study.
Which one are you talking about?
I'll play it for you.
Don't bring no receipts. Don't do that. Don't put the mirror on them. You can't do that to no feminists now. Don't show them no facts. Don't show them. Don't bring up nothing that they said and you can refute them with what they said now, because that's going to mess them up now. You causing malfunction, sir.
Give me a second here.
Okay. Well, I think we should stick to what we're talking about today.
what we're talking about today, but he's using information that you've said on studies that you claim to have cited before, and he's showing things that he refuted those things on, and now you want to say, can we just stick to what we're talking about today? Yeah, okay. It's a debate, sister.
We're talking about all of this today. So
well, I would like you to be less hostile to me, first of all, because I think we should just have a general discussion.
Stop.
What? You think you slick? That's where the projection comes in. And y'all want to know something that can get under my skin? It's when people project. How is the man being hostile? When I get in conversations like this and people do things like that, I go, anyway. So like I was saying, nice try, it won't work. Because she's trying to get some type of reaction out of him. And what I like to do also sometimes, if people try to do things like that, when I understand what it is that they're trying to do, and I say this all the time, if you understand your enemy, their weaponry, their arsenal, what they use, their strategy to attacking, if they beat you, that's your fault. So what I like to do, if they try to fire certain things at me, I know how to actually take certain things and reverse it and throw it right back at them. So what you tried to actually do to me, I'm going to throw it right back at you and show you that it's none effect. Okay. So anyway, she's crazy for that one, right? Let me go back just a hair.
All of this today. So
I would like you to be less hostile to me, first of all, because I think we should just have a general discussion.
Stop whining. We're doing a debate.
Stop whining.
So
yes.
I'm not going to give you the reaction that I know you're looking for.
Yeah. So women are better.
See? She said, I'm not going to give you the reaction that I know you're looking for, because she knows she tried to throw it out at him. He reversed it and threw it back at her, and it hit her. So now she at least got to let him know, I'm not going to give you the reaction that you're looking for. Got the upper hand on you in your face. And I love that he just keeps on going.
Leaders than most. Agree?
Yes. I was looking at that video. Yeah.
Women are best leaders?
That's like one of the ones that.
And you cite, so women are better leaders than most. Agree?
Yes. I was looking at that video. Yeah. That's like one of the ones that.
And you cite which study?
Oh, yeah, the one that I'm talking about now. But I didn't reference that in my opening at all. So I think the people in the audience, if they had any sort of common sense following along, they'd be like, what is he talking about? Kylie didn't mention that, which I didn't.
But the thing is like this is a current core part of your worldview and belief, and you make propaganda videos about it, even though it's completely uninformed.
That women are better leaders. I think that is a subjective opinion. None of the statistics and facts that I gave previously are objective opinions. Like the fact that women didn't have the right to vote until 1920. Women couldn't open a bank account in the United States till 1974.
When did men get?
Oh, here we go. Okay. Women couldn't vote. Women couldn't open a bank account. Now she's pulling the same thing out that I hate that a lot of black folks do. We did this. We built this country. We were slaves. You want to use it as any sort of justification for why you are the way that you are right now. Question is, can you vote now, girl? Can you open a bank account now, girl? So why are you trying to go back in the past and use this for any type of justification to push some type of narrative that you want pushed out right now? How? Why are you trying to use things that happened in the past to people that's not even you as some type of way to push forth some type of rhetoric? Keep going. I hope he don't. I know he's pretty smart. I'm pretty sure he's not going to fall for this bull crap.
Your worldview and belief, and you make propaganda videos about it, even though it's completely uninformed.
That women are better leaders. I think that is a subjective opinion. None of the statistics and facts that I gave previously are objective opinions. Like the fact that women didn't have the right to vote until 1920. Women couldn't open a bank account in the United States till 1974.
When did men get the right to vote?
Uh-oh.
Oh, okay, I know this is exactly what you were talking about. This is what you're known for, is like getting people on a technicality that we don't historically know. But the answer to that is no. The answer to that
the answer is that's no?
No, the answer to that is the fact that in 1920, everyone was given the right to vote, but there were still barriers to vote for
Which were what?
People of color.
When did men get the right to vote?
When did men get the right to vote?
The right to vote was guaranteed to all people in 1920, according
When did men get the right to vote?
to the 19th
Yeah,
Amendment.
before 1920, were all men allowed to vote?
No.
Okay, great.
So then why can't we go out and push some type of narrative? Why can't we go out and push some type of rhetoric? When I say we, I'm talking about as a man. Not black people. We're not even going to go there. We ain't even on that right now. But why? What about the white men back then who weren't able to vote? Why weren't those white men able to vote back then, huh? I thought all men were able to vote. No, most of the time, anyone that was allowed to vote was anyone that had any type of property when it came to land, homes, let's keep it real, slaves, whatever. But not all white people had that. So not all white people, and especially white men only, were not allowed to vote. A lot of white men weren't. You owned nothing. You had nothing.
Weren't.
And then when men's
because
suffrage
of white
was passed,
supremacy and because our system was not founded equally.
Are you aware that men only got any rights to vote about a decade, roughly, before women?
Uh-oh.
That is not true. Men have been making, the founding fathers were all men, so I have no idea what you're talking
Well, what
about.
does that have to do with the right to vote?
Right.
The right to vote was historically withheld from men of color. It was a white.
It was also withheld from
Listen to
the
me.
general population.
Do not cut me off. Do not cut me off. I am in the middle
Now-
of speaking.
Oh, she thinks she Kamala Harris. Don't cut me off. No, see, this is not that type of party. This is actually a debate where you go back and forth. I don't know if you're used to that or not, lady girl, but you don't have that opportunity to do that here because I don't know if you ever watched this channel, whatever. Shout out to them. But you not just going to be able to just have him just be quiet or whatever like that. He's going to be able to refute it and come back. They do this all day long, which I would thought you would have been prepared for.
The right to vote was historically withheld from men of color. It was a white.
It was also withheld from
Listen to
the
me.
general population.
Do not cut me off. Do not cut me off. I am in the middle of speaking.
I don't care if you're in the middle of speaking. You're in the middle of a debate.
The right to vote.
You don't have your TikTok mute button, sweetheart?
Oh, look at her face. He got her ticked off. I love it. And he's about to laugh at her, that evil laugh.
I will not be speaking anymore until.
Love it.
The right to vote was historically to vote.
You don't have your TikTok mute button, sweetheart?
I will not be speaking anymore until you have a conversation with him.
Well, look,
Mute button.
if we can, for both people, if we can allow each other to finish, even if you want to jump in, just let the other person finish speaking. If somebody's going on a monologue and they're filibustering, I'll try to get them to wrap.
She's pissed.
But just if they're making a point, just try to let them finish.
No, I did not go to school for 4 years and build a platform to be talked to like this.
I love it. He doing the snaps like, telling you, sister, she is not liking this, man. I can already tell you this is not going to end well.
I did not go to school for 4 years and build a platform to be talked to like this. So I will be walking away.
Talk to like what? She's going to walk away, she said. What he didn't call you a name? He didn't call you out of your name. He didn't call you fat, ugly, sloppy, dumb, stupid. He didn't call you any of that. So what do you mean? What is he doing that's so wrong? Oh, you're not used to it. You want me to tell you what happened? Nature happened. You see a man being in his masculinity, and guess what ended up happening to you naturally? You shut down and end up going into your femininity, which is already biologically wired into you, right? Especially if it's coming off in a natural way. So what do? You turn to who? Another man to try to put who? Another man in his place. I thought you were strong. I thought you were independent. I thought you were the leader. Shouldn't you be able to do this as a leader? And if you are a leader and you pushing up that leader agenda, why isn't Andrew falling into your leadership? How come you're not able to de-escalate this? How come you're not able to stand your ground, woman? But oh no, you about to fall into what you were designed to be, and that's a woman. And that natural femininity in you to submit to real masculinity is being showed. Ladies and gentlemen, good night. I just checkmate. Bye.
From the microphone right now, and I would encourage you to get your guest under control. I'm going to take 2 minutes. So I did not go to school for 4 years and build a platform to be talked to like this. So I will be walking away from the microphone right now, and I would encourage you to get your guest under control. I'm going to take 2 minutes so you can ask him questions if you'd like, and I will be right back.
Because you run the show?
Exactly.
I just won't be back. And
I don't give a shit. What do I care? I'm here to have a debate, and I listen to your whining. Do you want to have a debate or not?
Thank you. Killing her. She can't take it.
All right. I'm not going to be talked to like this.
Well, like what? He is not calling you no names. What do you mean talk to like what? Like how men talk to each other?
Do you want to just take a little
See how he's like, huh?
2-minute breather? You want to take a 2-minute
Exactly.
breather?
Like what?
This is feminism? You're the strong woman?
Yes.
You're the strong woman? Really? Who? Strong woman. I will not be talked to. Like what? What did I even say?
I would.
Be quiet, dude. It's over. It's over. That is exactly what I'm talking about. What did he do? What did he say? I would not be talked to like this. What do you mean talk to like this? See, that's the difference. You ladies who are all about this huge feminism thing, you talk about equality. And then when we give you equality, you do stuff like this. You fall into your femininity when you are met with a real masculine man. And what do? You shut down. Now all of a sudden you become that soft woman. I'm not going to be talked to like this. Can you tell him to stop? Can you tell him to be quiet? You better control him or I'm going to leave. And then, okay, bye. See, that's what I'm saying. You want equality. Then when we talk to you and speak to you just like we speak to other men, look what y'all do. If I was there and I was in her position and I had her thoughts, God, I would never have those thoughts. And me and Andrew was going back at it. We would just be going at it because that's what men do. It's part of our makeup. It's part of our build. It's one of the things that I'm just keeping it real. My wife had to understand that with me and my sons. When my sons became young men and when we would talk, we would go back and forth over things. My wife's like, oh my God, y'all argue. And then me and my sons, we would look at my wife like, what do you mean arguing? We're not arguing. And she's like, but it just sound like, it just seemed like y'all just being, because that's how men are. That's what I'm saying. Nobody care about your feelings, sweetheart. You know, you're like, what? I'm going to cut you off. We're debating now. There's no more opening statement. You get to say your thing. My opening statement, this is what debates are like. And she took it personally like he was attacking her and everything. And he wasn't. He's attacking your point. And you didn't like that. I did not go to school for 4 years and build a platform to be talked to like this. Oh, I'm sorry. He fact checked you in real time. He hit you with stats and you didn't like it. Anyway, typical. So much for feminism. Like you said, so much for strong and independent. So much for strong leadership. Easily debunk that in less than 10 minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, let me know what y'all think of this by putting it in the comments below after this video. And don't forget to do what you see in the animation right here that will greatly help my channel. To see the next video that I will be doing in order after this, or most likely is going to be up there. Things I did maybe as of yesterday is going to be here. I am Ty Smith, model Renaissance man, hoping and praying that every last one of you have food, shelter, and clothing. Most of all, praying every last one of you guys are in great health, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. God bless you all through Jesus.